I do, Mick Poultney, Abbey Road Allotments, West Mids. I've got to replace my raised beds. I've been in for over 15 years, so they've lasted me well. What I'm doing is replacing the timber and the plastic, which protects the timber. That's why they've lasted me yonks. The boards, which I get 13-foot used boards, they've got to be dry before you cover them in plastic, otherwise they will rot, and that's what I'm doing here. This is a black and white horticultural plastic. It does cost a bit, but it doesn't deteriorate. It is excellent stuff. Right, top of the plot. This is the first bed I've got to replace. 26 foot long, 4 foot wide, meaning you can reach the middle from either side, so you can tread on it. Right, saw away from one side of the plot, one side of the bed, so I can get to the old timber. Also the two corners, saws taken away from there. You just see right up the corner where I've had chicken wire underneath, stop the bloody moles and nicking me worms. You don't see the chicken wire a bit better on that one. This has been down there yonks, galvanised, that's why it's last, and that's going to stay there as well. While I'm working and whatever I'm doing down the plot, my little mate comes down, nicking the worms. He can carry on, although I love my worms. Right, one side of the raised bed, all the saws taken out from the ends and one side. Now I can get to work on them too. The wire which was stapled to the old timber, that's got to come away because I'm using that again. As you can see now, I've unclipped all the wire which is stapled and I've took it back to the earth. So now the plastic and the old timber can come straight away. These were 4 foot square wooden pallets which I used to have moons ago. That's all I used. But as I say, they've lasted me well. As you can see there, the plastic has kept the beds together. That's how good the plastic is. But they do need replacing. Right, saws away all the plastics off. My boards ready to go in. So I've brought them up. Got my spirit level on them. There's two boards in, obviously, for the length, 26 foot width beds. But once I get the level, see bricks underneath as well as a base and to keep them nice and level. Because our allotment slopes both ways. So to get them level. I've just pinned in temporary with little metal stakes, and then will come out at the end. Just to keep the boards upright. But the more bricks you can get under, but they'll be knocked straight under, so I've got to walk by after, as we'll see. It's my little mate again. Got to look after the chaps. We whistle to each other. Right, boards them in. Also, this is the second board on top of the fuston, so I'm going 2 boards high. You got to think when you get old, less bending, which is ideal when you get your ailments. All these little brackets come from Wilco. Most of them do anyway. Some I've made myself, but these are just helped keep the boards together, which we'll see in a bit. There's a small bracket, just helping to hold the boards together, and then once that's in, that'll get taped up. These are where the boards meet in the middle, because I've got 2 lengths of board. So one's just holding the board onto the next one, as you can see. All the brackets that go in are then covered in black tape. This is also from Wilco, but any weatherproof tape. So everything is taped up. Right, staple gun ready. Now we can get the wire back down. I push it down as far as the base of the soil, and then I staple it back onto the timber. Things you need now are metal stakes. These are old ones which I've used before, so I'm to weigh my raised bed suppressant weed covering down. But I'll just collect them up, see what I've got. If I've got to cut any more up, then I will do. I need a point to hammer them in, so I'll give them a smack with a lump hammer, so I'll get a little bit of a point on them. These are about 3.5 foot in length. I get them staked out ready where I want them to go. Don't forget your boards, once you fill your raised bed, your boards are going to bend out, not in. These are smacked in with a lump hammer about halfway down from the top board, and these will last. We'll come on to later on which one I use, but it's metal conduit, electrical conduit what I use, 20mm. Just a little pathway up the top end. I'm just using bricks. There's a bloke on site, luckily he's getting rid of a load, so I thought I know what I can do with him. So I'm just working my way up the pathway with them. Because on the top of that, that's where the start of my top orchard. So my net is going under those nets. That's gives me another delivery of boards. These are a bit damp, so I've got to bung them in the tunnel and dry them off before I cover them in plastic. Sometimes I get them brand new. There's no metal clips on or nothing. Others, it's just potluck what you get. So these boards will be drying off in the tunnel. Once they're nice and dry, they'll get covered as well. I'm slowly working my way down the plot. Nails, good length nails, about 3-4 inch. They'll be used on the corners. As we can see here, what I'm going to do is drill in through one plank, so the nail goes straight through that and then into the other. This is just an extra one as well, and then smack it in with the hammer. But that first board is lifted level, then my nails are put in, and then the bottom board is lifted up if need be, and then nailed in the same way, drilled and nailed the same as again. Inside, everything's taped up, all the gaps in between the two boards, so there's no gaps whatsoever. Once that has been taped, I'll then get some more metal brackets and drill and screw them in. This is just extra support. Once them are drilled in, then I get my chicken wire and lay that back down. Press it into the mould round the bricks so there's no stretching, and then I'll staple that back onto the timber. But that stops some bloody moles coming in. This is where I wanted a piddle, so I just had a bloody piddle. Deter the badgers. Right, once the chicken wire is stapled back on the back and the ends, then the soil is moved away from the front of the board, which I need to be replaced. This is up to the other end. Just putting the wire back on there as well, going to staple that. Brick under it, make sure they're nice and level, and tape all those boards up then. Brackets are put on, them are taped up as well to protect them. Wires put down, stretch back. I'm a bit short of wire on the end bit, so I'm going to nick a bit which I've got spare and extend it, which I've done before. Got loads of little bits of wire and my metal stakes. So my extra bit of wire is put underneath, so I stop the moles getting in, and then that is stapled to the timber. There's no way you can get in there. Next door will have him. Right, that's one side of both ends done. Now we've got the last side to do. So all the soil is taken away from that old board and either pushed over to the other side of this one, or onto the raised bed next to it. Then we start taking the old plastic off. Well, the plastic is still supple, so I'm going to use that again. But the timber, you can see, is bloody rotten. I've had my money's worth out of it any road. And this plastic has helped keep the beds together, because you've got the metal stakes in as well. Right, the old timber's come out, so the plastic I'm going to use again. There's 3 metal stakes in here, 4 sorry. They will be pulled out because I want to use them again. But these are galvanised, so all any rust that's on them, as you can see there, then I'm just going to smack it off with a lump hammer or a small hammer, and it does come off, and you can use the metal stake again. Right, this is the end. Right, first board's in on the bottom. I've got my bricks in on both ends. Put a couple of bricks in the middle, get the boards level. That's all I'm after. 2 lengths of board in, exactly the same again, to get the length. Spirit level on them. Obviously, you've got to get it bloody level. And also, I measured the width all the way down, so I've got the right distance down there. Exactly the same again, drill through the boards itself so I can get a decent nail in them. But that board is lifted level with this board and then nailed in, and then the one underneath, as we can see here, that is lifted up to the top board. The gap underneath, I can then start wedging that with bricks, which I've done here, which I'm going to lift. Just bung a brick underneath, then compact the soil underneath that, and it'll lift it, which is ideal. All the brackets again and the nails, anything that does go in, these are covered in the black tape as well. These are the boards in the middle where they meet on this one. This is the inside of the bed, so they were covered there. I got the brackets on, and then everything is covered with the black tape as all the others are done. The seams will be done as well, so that there's no gaps for anything to go through. Further along where the boards meet, but we've got a straight piece on the bottom, T-brackets gone on then. Once the brackets are on, everything is covered. Just look after them and they'll look after you. These boards will last me bloody moons. They can outdo me any road. One of the last corners to do. Any size bracket I do. These are shelf brackets. I've had them in the garage for bloody yonks. Might as well use them up. So now everything is sealed up. In between the boards, gaps, everything. These are from electrical contractor shop. 20mm metal conduit. They come in 16-foot lengths, I think. They have to come in there van delivered, obviously. But they're ideal. This is what I use on my fruit cage, keeping me netting up. But these are perfect for. I'll get 3 lengths out of one of these. Just smack the ends over, so you got a nice point. Now I get this. Because we've got a level bed. Measure out where you want them to go, couple of foot from either end, and then one smack in the middle of them. Well, what I do, because there's no soil inside the bed, you can put your stakes in where you're going to go, i.e. level upright, and then just push the boards in, and then smack it down with a lump hammer, because you don't get that down halfway down the board. If it was still up against the board, you'd smack the board. These little cane caps are ideal for going in at 20mm. Obviously we've got the old ones, but they stop you if you're walking past, because I used to cover them in plastic, but now I've got these cane caps. Oh, sorry, I'll use them on them, so that's what I'm doing, and it works. Nearly there, getting there slowly. Right, we've done all the timber. Now it's just that last bit of the old plastic which I mentioned before. I've taped that temporary onto the raised bed, and now I've put the chicken wire back onto it, and I've started stapling that to the timber. Because I've run out of chicken wire, because I want the width again, coming up the side, I've had to sew the old wire onto my new wire, and once that is in, then it is stapled and we can start filling. Obviously the soil from the next bed, which I'm going to start working my way down the plot, some of the soil will come onto that, and if there ain't enough, then I'll throw some more on, and then I'll start doing my top dressing my raised bed as I do all my others. The first one is spent tops. This is from a brewery, obviously. If you ever need anything, just put breweries and then your postcode, it'll give you your nearest one. Next one, I put worm casts on. I have a pallet that is delivered regularly down the training sheds. Excellent stuff. Next one is garden compost. This is good in the sense it's full of worms, full of goodies. So get it on there if you haven't got it. This is easy mulch. This is something I've started using. It's clean and easy to use, retains moisture, reduces weeds, helps keep slugs away and improves soil structure. Spent coffee grounds, they go on. Another good one. Getting bloody dark here, but you just about make the bed, see me duck. But this is a basalt rock dust from Reaming. Excellent stuff, get it on there. Volcanic rock dust. This one is spent mushroom compost. Just bung it on the internet, put your postcode and it'll give you your nearest supplier for another good brew. All natural products. This one's wood ash. If they're natural products, then you're working with nature. Work nature, not against it. All these are mixed in hand at fork depth, so it's only 3 or 4 inches. I'm just helping nature out. Then you'll get a good watering. There'll be no water logging. You've got a raised bed, so you've got the drainage. There's about 10 watering cans on there. This weed suppressant, any weed suppressant will do. These from the range up Merrybonk, but you don't get them from Wilco anyway. And all this is doing is keeping the moisture and the warmth in. Obviously you got to weigh it down because of the wind if it's open like we am here. There's a pathway actually finished now, which is going up to me orchard, so I can walk down there easy enough and work from either side. Just the last bit I've got to do now is just wedge some bricks underneath that last side I did, and there it is, job finished, which is perfect. That'll outdo me. When the weather's any better, then I'll start on my next raised bed. That's it, guys and girls. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you next time. Cheers.